Hello ladies, I hope you guys are all doing well out there, and I hope you had a really nice new year. This is Sweet D and you're watching Sweet D TV. This is the first time I have made a video in the new year, and that's because I had major surgery. But here and now I am back bigger than ever. And if you know anything about my channel and why I started, you know that I have a passion for helping women with self-esteem and confidence, and that's why I wanted to start the channel, so that I can promote really positive things to young women. And I also have another reason. There are a lot of women out there who have alopecia or have chemotherapy, hair loss. And I just thought about when I started making the videos, when I do wig reviews, I don't really wear them anymore. And I just thought this would be a wonderful opportunity for me to share these wigs with women who don't have, who have a loss of hair and can't afford a wig or don't know where to get it from. And that sent me into a deep dive about alopecia and hair loss from chemotherapy. Because your hair, I should say our hair, women, it is closely tied to our identity. In other words, that can mean you're beautiful or you're ugly, based on the fact that you have more hair or less hair. But I just kind of wanted to delve deep into what causes hair loss. So I went looking for what causes alopecia. And so I just want to share today with you what I found out, so that you can be aware and just give you some more information. Okay. Based on the National Alopecia Foundation, alopecia is part of an autoimmune disorder in which the immune system attacks hair follicles and causes a decrease in size, slowdown, and growth altogether. Now, there can be environmental and genetic factors in alopecia hair loss. Some women are born with a gene that may cause them to later on get hair loss, and some women don't experience hair loss until maybe after menopause, or there are certain reasons. But what I found is a lot of information, so I had to try to find a way to put this information together and organize it the way that I wanted to give it to you. So I just want to share it to you. There are different types of alopecia, and there are three. There are more, but I'll just give you the three I found. Alopecia areata, and involves the patches of hair loss rather than the entire body or being bald. What that means is you have patches of hair that's coming out. The next one is alopecia totalis. That's when a person loses most of their hair or more hair on the scalp and eyebrows and eyelashes. Okay. Now the last type I have here is alopecia universalis, and it refers to little to no hair growing anywhere on the body, including heads, arms, legs, or even pubic hair. So those are three different types of alopecia that I found out. So in addition to hair loss from alopecia, I kind of wanted to figure out what causes hair loss during chemotherapy. So I'll just read what it is they wrote. And it's based on the Mayo Clinic, which is a national organization for chemotherapy and hair loss. So, okay, this is what causes hair loss during chemotherapy. Okay, the drugs target rapidly dividing cells, including fast-growing cells in hair follicles, damaging and causing them to fall out from scalp in the body. Now, while cancer cells, the main target, while cancer cells are the main target, other healthy, rapidly dividing cells in the hair root are also affected, leading to shedding or hair loss. Now, there are, to my surprise, a lot of different organizations that help with hair loss and provide free wigs to women who are suffering that. But let me first get back to alopecia. I found out that there's very hardly any organizations out there that give out free wigs to women who are suffering from alopecia. As a matter of fact, I found exactly three. Now, chemotherapy is a different story. I found about 30 organizations that offer free wigs to women who are getting chemotherapy and losing hair weight. But the most important part that, to me, that I never knew, understood, is the treatments for chemotherapy. I didn't know that you could do that. There's things you can do to prevent your hair from falling out while doing chemotherapy. I was very, very shocked to find out there are a system called scalp cooling, and this system uses cold cap connected to circuits lowering scalp before, during, and after chemotherapy to restrict blood vessels and slow down the method. Now, what this basically means is that you have to get this procedure before, during, and after chemotherapy. After your hair's already fallen out, it's too late for cool scalping. But my issue is this: a lot of women out there, especially poor women, they don't even know they have an option. But a lot of times when a woman is diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, they're in a shock. They just don't know what to do. So I wouldn't really expect them to start looking for organizations to get wigs. But I would expect their family and their friends to say, hey, you know what? I saw a woman on YouTube and she was giving out organizations that give free wigs to you. And I didn't even write her name down. I didn't do anything because it wasn't me. And I think that's the thing about what we do. A lot of times we say, well, I don't, and I've had that reaction. A lot of times we say, well, I don't have cancer. I don't need it. But this is the deal. You may not need it for yourself, but you might need it for your friend or your relative or your neighbors. They may need access to the information because they're in shock. They're going to try to save their life. They're not sitting around thinking about getting cool scalping or getting a free wig. Now, it's called scalp cooling. It's very expensive, and a lot of women who are poor are not even given these options to have scalp cooling. And I want to reiterate you to this. If you want to do scalp cooling, you have to start before, during, and after chemotherapy. You can't wait. Now, scalp cooling has a manual and automated systems. Now, this is the issue. There are a lot of organizations out there that help fund scalp cooling systems, and a lot of women are even told about that. Did you know that? Because I didn't know that. So let me give you some information about it. Let me see. They have cooling hats, and that slows the division there by protecting your hair follicles and reduce hair loss for some patients with smaller tumors. Now, I want to come on here every week and to give you names of organizations that will give you a free wig. And at the end of every month, once I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to start giving away wigs that I have too. And I'm just waiting to do that. I need enough people to pay attention. I need enough women to say, hey, we want this. So at the very least, I'm going to every week, if I can, I'm going to try to give you more information about what's going on. And I just wanted to share with you all that this is a very, very serious illness, having cancer, okay? And I want to give you more information, but I will tell you one thing. Having health insurance can make the difference between life and death, okay? And the earlier that you get, the earlier your cancer is detected, the more the chance you have of living or living longer. I've had 2 of my friends have gotten diagnosed with breast cancer. The one, she died of it. And I'll tell you a story about her. Well, she came over because her hair was coming out. And I have a son, his hair is kind of like, like Lenny Kravitz? Well, this is about 2007. So we didn't have Amazon. We didn't have the YouTube the way it is now, where you can just go in and find whatever you want. But anyway, she took me downtown to Baltimore, and we were going in and out of wig shops all day long, and it was like, she still couldn't find that wig. Now, if she would be here today, she would find all kind of wigs, right? But anyway, now I just wanted to share that story with you. And a lot of times when it's chemotherapy is over, a lot of times women just want to feel normal. They just want to feel beautiful, right? So I just want you to keep tuning in this station so that whenever I come up and I give you information, that you can document that or you can share it with someone else. But right now, I'm not going to go into all that because it's a lot of information. So I've introduced you to the facts of what causes alopecia, and I've introduced you to what causes hair loss from chemotherapy. So what I will do moving forward is to give you organizations that can help you get free wigs. And once I do hit 100, I will start giving out my own wigs because I have a lot of wigs that I don't wear. After I did the review, they just kind of sit there. But I wanted enough people to have access to this information so that I can start to give it out. So right now, my station, I think it's like 2 months old, 3, something like that. So right now, there's not a lot of people on this channel. I hope that would change, and I hope that I can continue to give out information. So anyways, once again, this is Sweet Gay TV. Thank you for watching the channel, and I wish you all the best of luck. And as I said before, I want you guys to get some free wigs. I want you guys to get scalp cooling systems, and that causes so much money. And I have organizations that will help fund this. So it's a lot of information to process. So I understand it. So by next week, I will be coming on and I'll be able to give you more information.